We're Jimmy and Natalie, and this is our first time ever in Romania. We'll be exploring what has become our favorite small city in Europe. For the last month, we left behind our van and have been living out of just our backpacks. And after a 13-hour-long travel day, where we almost didn't even make it here,
our bus is broken down.
We finally made it all the way to Timisoara, Romania. So what makes this place so special? And how has it stayed under the radar for so long? Plus, we're trying our first traditional Romanian food and discovering how such a historic city can be so progressive.
This week, we're about to do something that we have never done before. We've arrived in the city of Timisoara, Romania, and we're about to go on our very first city walking tour.
I'm really excited for this.
Is this where the tour meets?
Yeah, you guys book on the website, right?
Yes. On the website.
Hi, I'm Sergio, I'll be your guide.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Natalie.
Nice to meet you. You're coming from the US?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay, so first impressions. This is one of the most visually stunning cities we've ever visited. Checking out the colorful houses, the art exhibits, and all 4 city squares, it's really no surprise that Timisoara has been designated a European Capital of Culture for 2023.
So the premise is pretty interesting. It's about a 2-hour tour, and they're taking us through the history chronologically. So it's about 700 years of history, and we're going to be walking through all 4 of the city's squares.
Our first stop on the tour is actually the oldest square in Timisoara. It's called Liberty Square, and our favorite thing about it is that it's built over top of ruins from a Turkish bathhouse. And even though the actual building ruins are now covered by fresh bricks, if you look at the red bricks, they form an outline of the bathhouse walls, so you can still picture what it would look like.
All right, we're about 20 minutes in, and there's already so much information. I'm not going to be able to share it all with you guys, but I'll try to share the highlights. Number one, which I thought was really cool, the governor at the time period, which was, I think, in the mid-1400s, it was John something.
John Huniadi.
He won a battle against the Ottomans, and when they succeeded in their victory, they chimed all of the church bells at noon, which is where the tradition started.
Like the tradition that's in the US, like all over the world now, it started here.
So it started here in Timisoara.
Now, we'll see another one in a few minutes, also Hungarian shot. Okay, short stop here again to see the map of the fortress. This is the place where we started our tour, Liberty Square, where we've seen the Turkish bath. Now we'll go this way and see the second cannonball. Now, if you look up, that's the cannonball that got stuck in the building, and when they renovated... Question for you. So this is the map of the historical city center of Timisoara. Basically our walk today was just through this whole area. Now, where are we right now? Would anyone like to guess before I tell you what's the catch?
Is it that spot that's worn off?
Yeah, exactly, that's the catch. So, you can see here the color is different because everybody touches the point. So, when you're lost in a foreign city, just look for where the color is different and you'll know where you are.
So we're touring the 4th square, which is called Victory Square. But really interesting note is that it used to be called Opera Square, named after the opera house behind me. But it was changed later to Victory Square.
Yeah, it was 1989. Timisoara was the first Romanian city to defeat the communist regime.
Yeah, so after that, it was later renamed to Victory Square.
Timisoara has led the way for several significant advancements that have eventually been adopted around the world. So for instance, in 1884, they were the first European city to use electric streetlights.
The tour guide was amazing. He gave us so much information, I think it'd be impossible to share everything with you guys. But the big takeaway I got from it personally was that everywhere you go here, every square that you walk through, it's usually there for a reason. Like there's usually some huge historical reason. We walked through Turkish baths, old mosque walls that were still partially up,
modern society has just built itself around all these super significant historical landmarks.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the chimes. That's probably my favorite fact, is that the chiming at 12 o'clock originated from Timisoara.
I think probably the biggest takeaway for recent history, they were the first Romanian city to defeat the communist regime, and that was in 1989, so it's pretty recent. And these two buildings behind us are kind of where the tour ended, and these were left over from the communist era, and they are so starkly different from all of the really historical Baroque style buildings that you see everywhere else. I think it's cool that they left them because it's a good reminder of what the history is. There's obviously a lot of really old, really important history in Timisoara, but there's also a lot of really cool stuff happening here now. And one thing that really convinced Jimmy and I to come and check Timisoara out for ourselves was we saw a photo of these umbrellas, and it stretches along the entire pedestrian walkway. Our tour guide told us that it was basically put up in 2017 as a way to encourage tourists to come here, and it definitely is effective because that's pretty much the thing that convinced us to come. But I just think it's a really nice indicator of what the people who live here now are actually like and what's important to them. So I think it's cool.
Welcome to our home away from home. We have filmed every single day leading up to this point. And so basically we've taken a couple days off to catch up on work. It worked out really well because since we're in Timisoara, things are getting a lot cheaper. So the apartment you see behind us, we were able to get for $40 a night, and it's one of the nicest places we've gotten so far. I think the only one cheaper than this one was that really tiny capsule hotel from the other week.
Yeah, this is hands down the nicest place we've been. We have a full refrigerator and freezer, full kitchen.
So before we spend any more money, we figured it is the end of the month. It's August 31st, right?
Yes, we started on August 1st, so it's been one full month.
So we figured we'd give you one more official budget update to show you what we've spent in the past 31 days. That being said, my phone's over there. Can you grab it?
I got you.
Thank you.
I'm excited for this because we were kind of in a danger zone when we missed that train, but I think we did a really good job doing damage control, especially like just having a couple work days here in Timisoara where it's more affordable.
So that being said, our official daily average, and just as a reminder, our goal is $100 a day. So our official daily average that we have spent is $101.27.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we have done some major damage control since the missed train. Well, now that we've talked about budget,
yeah,
let's go ruin it, and let's go out to eat.
The restaurant we chose for dinner was highly recommended to us by the locals, and it was immediately obvious why that was. The inside has a very traditional Romanian style of decor, even down to the animal furs on every chair. They were also playing traditional Romanian folk music throughout the whole restaurant. We started off with beers from the local Timisoariana, I hope I'm saying that right, brewery. For dinner, I ordered a polenta bowl, which had sheep cheese, bacon, and it was served with an egg on top. Jimmy ordered some sarmales, which are cabbage rolls with minced pork, rice, and bacon. They're served with sour cream, and of course, they came with a healthy serving of polenta as well. So if you're not familiar, which we weren't, polenta is a staple of Romanian dishes made out of cornmeal. Now I have to preface this next part with a reminder that Jimmy and I are both from South Carolina. The simplest way I could describe polenta to you is that it's a lot like a thick bowl of grits. And if I haven't said it yet, this meal was 10 out of 10. Absolutely delicious. We definitely recommend Miorița if you come to Timisoara.
That was overall an amazing value for what we got.
So good.
All in all, it was about 103 RON. How do you say that? I've never said it out loud.
Yeah, I haven't said it out loud.
But it's about 23 US dollars.
Which is crazy because that's like a full dining experience. My favorite was the sarmales, which are cabbage rolls. There's like so much flavor. It was really good.
And the polentas, right, that's what it's called?
Yeah, polenta.
The best comparison I can make is that they tasted a lot like grits.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really similar. I was expecting them to be like mashed potatoes, but it was way, way more like cheese grits.
I absolutely love the city. What we're on now is called the Vertical Gardens, and it's a temporary scaffolding structure that the city installed to showcase like a wide variety of plants. It was set up not too long ago, and it's not permanent, so they will take it down eventually.
The reason that they put it up here this year is because Timisoara is the European City of Culture for 2023. So this is one of the art installations.
And it's recommended to be the best way to view the Victory Square from the city.
She's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever.
Oh, isn't it like a blue moon or something? It's like a super blue moon.
It's a blue supermoon.
A blue supermoon. Wow, I forgot about that. Good thing we came out here.
And for those that are curious, a blue supermoon is one, a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon of the month, and then it's a supermoon as well, which means that it is in orbit, physically the closest it will be to Earth. So those two coincide for today. And I don't think it'll happen again for another 14 years or so.
Wow.
So it's pretty rare.
It's really good. Yeah, you could see it really well.
Really?
Yeah, but we gotta try to hold up the camera to that.
I think I could see it.
I don't know.
Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better.
I'm gonna miss this apartment. This is by far the nicest apartment we've had so far. So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. And one nice thing about getting up early to go meet your bus is that there's no one else out. So we get to experience a little bit of what the city's like while it's completely empty.
And the sun just came up, so it's like a really beautiful soft glow.
Yeah.
We've got a 40-minute walk, so we're really gonna have some time to take it in.
We could always do public transportation or honestly call a rideshare, but
It's nice walking.
it honestly is. So it's something that we've just started doing where even if it's like a 45-hour-long walk, we end up just walking the whole thing. And honestly, it's a good way to see parts of the city that we probably would have skipped over otherwise. All right, bye Timisoara.
Oh, I love this place.
People knew her by her will, to make it whatever she put her mind to. Late night hours up the hill, serving coffee to strangers, talking about revenue. She kept dreaming of a world big enough for everyone, and she knew it must rain before it grows. She kept dreaming of the day butterflies survive the wheel, even though she got knocked down and never showed. Dear Lily, where'd you go?
Well, number one, we've just arrived in our fourth country of Hungary, and we are now in the city of Budapest. This time it's an hour walk to our hostel.
With our packs.
I remember her in songs, decades old, but it doesn't matter. Stumble across some memories, try to recall before they all shatter.
All right, well, we have made it to our hostel. I've completely sweated through my hat, so my hair looks crazy. Natalie, I know, Natalie's back is drenched.
The one day I don't wear a black shirt.
But it was a fun walk, and it could have been worse.
We got to see a lot of Budapest on our way in.
A lot of it, and I like what I see so far.
Yeah, our hostel is right in the middle of Old Town, so we've got a really good location. Everything should be really walkable from now on.
Yeah, and we kind of came from the outskirts of it, more or less, and so we saw a good portion of it. And usually in these cities we find like it does kind of get sketchier like the farther and farther away you get, just kind of depending on which area.
From the city center.
Yeah, but here, I mean, everything was very clean. Like it all looked like kind of like it does here in the center.
Yeah.
Maybe just like with one less coat of paint, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Budapest must just be really big.
Yeah. So we're probably gonna go. I don't know what to do with this video.
Nap.
Yeah.
Can we vlog a nap?
All right. Rise and shine.
I'm up. Our hostel here in Budapest is actually right in the heart of Old Town. So of course, we don't want to miss out on that. We're going to take a sunset stroll through this beautiful capital city along the Danube River.
Oh.
That was a wreck.
Oh my gosh. Did you see what happened?
The black car just like sideswiped the back of the red car. I think they're driving for fun. So first off, we headed straight for a sculpture called Shoes on the Danube Bank that I remembered learning about in classes in high school. These 60 pairs of iron shoes are a powerful memorial to the 3,500 people who were shot here in the winter of 1944. Today it's a permanent memorial to honor the Hungarian Jews who lost their lives in World War II. The tone here is obviously really somber. A lot of people will come here and sit down and visit, and many people will leave flowers and remember loved ones. But Budapest used to be divided into two cities, one named Buda and the other named Pest, and the Danube River cuts in between the two. Since then they've joined and it's just Budapest now.
Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better, and that's where she'll go.